Kenny Pickett living the dream. Same stadium where he played his college football for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Set to collide with the Browns. It's just a very, very unlucky situation for Shaq Thompson. Watch as he tries to get up after making the tackle right to the right of your screen. Trevor Penning is just slammed down on top in a wrestling match and taken off from the cart, looking a little deflated.
Yeah, that's just the worst way to go out. The play's basically over, and Penning and Deshaun Williams, the defensive lineman, got into it.
Kamu Grugier-Hill replaces him. Carr, quick sideline. Michael Thomas. They're working underneath so far this Saints passing game.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, I mean, that's where he makes his living, right? And you can see C.J. Henderson is sitting on a lot of that short and intermediate stuff. Double move opportunity at some point in time is coming.
And Lou, this is where I think this offense excels at, because down in this red zone, there's so many different guys that are smart for them that they can run some of those choice concepts. And Derek Carr has a bunch of options to look at against the defense.
Lobby to the right. Hill in the slot. Are rolling that way, scanning and delivers underneath the Moreau, who makes his second catch of the series. Picks up about 6.
Yeah, just really smart by Foster Moreau. We call that a late leak. His job is to really secure the edge, count to 3 or 4, and then once you feel like your quarterback might getting outside, you release the defensive end and give your quarterback an option.
Former Raider teammate. Second and 4. Williams trying to bounce it, could not get free. Swallowed up by LeVou, who's had a good first quarter here. Second tackle behind the line.
Yeah, that's great key and diagnose. Getting off the spot, reading the pullers, coming downhill, inside out integrity. Now you got a big, big third down here, because there's just so many different ways that the Saints can attack you.
And Chris, Lou, number 1, it starts with Jimmy Graham because of his size down here. And then really number 2, it's Olave to the back because of the way that they're able to use the route running skills.
One of those 4-point plays, guys, that is so crucial in what figures to be a pretty low-scoring game. Panthers bring some pressure. And Carr lofts into the end zone. Miscommunication. Really no chance for Thomas to get near it. Carr is knocked down. And here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, they have really been trying to get the ball here to Michael Thomas. I mean, they have run him on the outside. You see there, they put him at number 3 in the trips and try and get him on the 7 route. And once again, Derek Carr, the Carolina Panthers are getting some pressure on him, just as the Tennessee Titans got pressure on him last week.
Here's Deshaun Williams closing in. Here's Blake Grupe. New kicker, signed out of Notre Dame. 3 for 3 in his debut. But they traded Will Lutz to Denver for a draft pick, so trust in this guy, but what he showed in the camp. Timeout taken by the Panthers. Back in 30 seconds after this from Vivid Seats.
Okay, get this right, and you get my free ticket to tonight's game.
Right.
Who is my all-time favorite receiver?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes, Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, I heard you got an extra ticket to the game tonight. I would love to go.
Yeah, sure. It's all yours, Larry.
Thanks, Billy. I'll meet you out front.
What? Yeah, okay. It's Bob, but okay. Yeah.
He doesn't know your name, dude.
I guess I'm Bill now.
With Vivid Seats, when you buy 10 tickets, you can get your 11.
And here's the chip shot from 28 from Grupe, who was 156 pounds and was mistaken by Saints security as a fan after he kicked a game winner in the preseason. They wouldn't let him in the locker room. You know who he is now. Long drive, guys. 15 plays for the Saints to move it 65 yards in about 6.5 minutes to tie the score.
And some nice third down conversions out of Derek Carr. They ran the football relatively efficiently. It's a good job by this Carolina defense, though. You gave up some yardage. But Lou, when it mattered most, second and third down in the red zone, the coverage held up. And then something to pay attention to. That's the 3rd or 4th time already that Derek Carr has been under duress.
It sure is. And you know, with the effectiveness that they're having running the football, I mean, like I said earlier, it'll open up deep shots on the outside. At some point, they'll catch them in man-to-man. We have not called the name so far on an offensive standpoint of Rashid Shaheed. You know number 22 is going to get involved here. He's going to put one of them up to him at some point in time, but that's a nice job by the Carolina Panthers defense.
And Shaheed made the electric slot fade to seal that game a week ago. The only touchdown. The Saints win. Laviska Shenault, ex-Colorado Buffalo. Feeling good these days, Lewis.
I'll
The team that you call Saturday night.
How about that? It's good to be in Boulder.
And he'll let it go. Well, Frank Reich brought in a whole bunch of playmakers to surround Bryce Young. They drafted Jonathan Mingo out of Ole Miss in the second round. They signed Miles Sanders. You've seen him already to energize the running game. Hayden Hurst, the tight end, was the top target in the opening game. We've already seen Thielen. So it's the most overhauled offense in the NFL. Less than 40% of their yards back from last year.
And some good veterans, Hurst and Thielen that we talked about, Miles Sanders in his usage. I'd say this, though. Jonathan Mingo has really got to be the guy that brings some at least vertical juice to this offense.
Sanders trying to cut it back and it's swarmed up as a flag comes down in the pit. That's Pete Werner, player out of Ohio State, that has really impressed this Saints coaching staff.
Holding, offense number 81. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
And they got the veteran tight end Hurst. Laura.
Chris, you can see the purposeful coaching that this Panthers staff has in place for Bryce Young. After his first offensive drive, he came off the field greeted with a huge smile by head coach Frank Reich. And then Josh McCown, the quarterback's coach, wrapped his arm around him. Lots of encouraging. Then they spent some time with the veteran receiver Adam Thielen, who he targeted a lot on that first drive, trying to work out a few kinks. But you can tell it's all very positive to keep him upright.
He's your former teammate.
He's the best, man. This guy's been around the NFL for 40 years. He's only 41.
Bryce on 1st and 20. Tries to get some of it back to Thielen. Very short pickup. Brought down by Alontae Taylor. So what we expected here. Low scoring, but each offense able to drive distance for a field goal. 3-3 at the end of one in Charlotte on Monday Night Football.
Your pick.
I select Victor Wembanyama.
Ma? I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
Sabrina. Let's get it.
Get it!
Shaq.
And I'm taking Kobe.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Total by Verizon is wireless that goes all in with our no-contract, unlimited plan for just $25 a line. Plus Disney Plus. What? Now, for a limited time, get a free Samsung Galaxy A13 5G when you switch. Only at Total by Verizon.
We're making Italian beef sandwiches. First, let's prep the meat. No beef. Perfect. First, we're gonna get the ingredients. You can order it with your fingertips. We got tinfoil, right? We get groceries. DoorDash.
The Little League World Series champions!
Chris Vaughn telling his son that he was being drafted. You want to come to work with me next week? Makes it so magical.
Deuce Vaughn in the end zone.
Beautiful night in Charlotte. Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. We're excited to head to Wembley Stadium, London next month. It will be the Falcons and the Jaguars and ESPN, Walt Disney Company, the NFL, bringing you fans a first of its kind, fully animated, alternate presentation of that game in Pixar's iconic Toy Story universe. It's 9:30 a.m. on ESPN Plus. We're also doing the traditional telecast on ESPN Plus. Second quarter begins with a 2nd and 13 for the Panthers.